Spider-Man Brand New Day is finally out and I am so excited to talk about it. This film takes place about 4 years after the events of No Way Home, and Peter Parker's fully living his life as Spider-Man while distancing himself from everyone and living his life in isolation. He misses his old friends but does not want to reveal himself to them so that he can keep them out of danger. But this changes after a new villain who has the power to enter and control people's minds attempts to put MJ in danger as a way of stopping Peter.
Danger what? I promised you that I would keep you safe. Please, you just have to trust me. Come on.
Fine.
I'm going to discuss this villain later in the video because I have a lot to say about her and where I think she fits into the MCU. But anyway, meanwhile, Peter's powers are developing and he's losing control of his human side and becoming more spider-like. I feel like one of the core Spider-Man plot points is always about balance. It's something that Peter always struggles with, and now I'm realizing it might be a cheat code when writing a Spider-Man story. As far as plots go, I'll give it a 4. I think it tells a very interesting story and it's very concise and it just makes sense for Peter's journey at this point in the MCU. Okay, so huge spoiler alert time. Turns out the internet was correct and Sadie Sink was playing Jean Grey. Now, I'll be honest, when this was first rumored, I didn't believe this because I thought it was a very strange choice to debut her in a Spider-Man movie. And being honest, I do still feel this way. Like, sympathetic villain Jean Grey isn't a route I agree with. However, I do think Sadie Sink did a good job and I am interested to see her in the future. I appreciated the way she hopped into different people's minds, adding layers of suspense as you don't really know where she's going to go next. And I know it's early days, but I'm glad to see her be very powerful without the Phoenix Force, which is something that the old X-Men movies didn't really portray very well. So she spends most of the movie trying to gather information on the Department of Damage Control, as they had taken her sister with the only clue to her whereabouts being the word VMAX. It was quite sad to see that the word didn't actually mean anything, and it was just the last thing her sister saw before she died. But did anyone else get BoJack Horseman vibes from that? Because the same thing happens in that show too.
I see you. I see you. Jesus Christ. We were in the intensive care unit. She was just reading a sign.
And that leads me to the next villains. So I thought Damage Control was just okay, but I am more intrigued by what they could become. I think the inhibitors that Peter created to suppress his mutation is basically going to function as the mutant collar inhibitors by the time that we're introduced to the X-Men. And technically the Damage Control company already do have ties to an MCU mutant, as they appeared in the Miss Marvel series. I do wish we saw more of villains such as Tombstone and Scorpion. Like, I've waited 9 years to see Scorpion again on screen, and he's basically just reduced to an extended cameo. And that goes for all the rest of the villains. They're just there in the montage at the beginning. Villain score for this movie, 3.5. I was watching this movie in awe, thinking, yes, this is Spider-Man. The way he fought, the way he interacted with other characters, this film really cemented Tom Holland as my favorite live-action Spider-Man.
You okay, kid? Yeah, you're okay.
Like, I'll watch interviews and you can see how much he and the director understands the character. It's small, but simple things like recreating comic covers has a hand in showing love to the source material. Like, Tobey Maguire, you're great, but I think your chain's been snatched. The overall theme of this film is Spider-Man struggling to balance his dual lives, and it symbolizes it by literally showing his human side and his spider side. And there's a point in the film where he's asked, is he Spider-Man or is he Peter Parker? And he says he's both. And I just thought, this film just gets it. You know what I do find funny though? Some poor soul is going to watch this movie and think that Frank Castle is this funny comic relief character and is going to watch his Netflix show based on that. And I am so sorry for that person because that show was not fun at all. I actually did love Punisher in this film though. I think for me, I definitely prefer him when he's riffing off characters like Daredevil and Spider-Man. But it was kind of nice to see him have this kind of big brother, little brother relationship with Spider-Man. Finally, I want to talk about the Hulk. And part of the Hulk's issue in the MCU is that most of his character development is always done off screen. And this is a real problem because they don't even explain stuff properly. Like, it's been so long since I watched She-Hulk, so I'll be honest, I don't remember what happened with Smart Hulk. However, I did enjoy seeing the Savage Hulk come out again after so long.
Dr. Banner?
No banner, only Hulk.
Even if it was just for a short time. Comic accuracy, 4.5.
Give me a sec. I'm not in high school anymore. Oh. Did you stretch? You a big stretcher? It's so good for you.
Now, it's obviously early days, but I can't wait to watch this film again. There were so many moments that I loved, and it just reminded me of why I love the character of Spider-Man. Like, this movie just had so much sauce, down to how great the suit looks. Like, you really can't beat that classic cloth look. Honestly, I think this is my favorite Spider-Man suit. There are also multiple points in this movie where I could just see that they took inspiration from the Insomniac games. And if you know me, you know how much I love those games. Rewatchability, 4.5. So that brings Spider-Man Brand New Day to a final score of 4.125. But what do you think? Did you like this film as much as I did? And what do you think of Sadie Sink as Jean Grey? Do you think it's a good casting choice? And are you excited about the future of the X-Men? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and follow this channel for more reviews.